Let's do it.
I'm a little bit off today, I cannot put my finger on it. Got up a little off today, just to play that same old song. I don't really wanna try today, I see nothing in my reflection. I'm a little bit dry today, I feel like I could die today.
Excuse me, do you mind?
Hello, look at LTM reviews to get you caught up on the oldest movies. Die Hard. Now, I know technically some people say to me, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Actually, it is. Die Hard may not have a lot of Christmas in it, but it's got Christmas in it. So, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It may not have a whole lot of Christmas, and it doesn't reference it that much, but it is a Christmas movie. So, let's talk about Die Hard. So Bruce Willis plays John McCloy, and he's basically an NYPD detective policeman, and he finds out that his wife and several others are hostage by these German terrorists taking over this big building in Los Angeles. So it's up to Bruce Willis and his team to stop the German terrorists from taking over Los Angeles. Okay, let's talk about the movie. Die Hard is kind of a hard movie was kind of a big thing at the time because the critics were actually very split with the movie. People didn't know what to think of it back then. But nowadays, Die Hard has become not only one of the best Christmas movies, but also one of the best action films, period. Over the years, critics have reevaluated the movie, which means critics have gotten a better appreciation with the movie, and critics have praised it as one of the best films ever made. As for me, I'm kind of on that same boat because even if you can, even if you don't think this is a Christmas classic, which I'll get to in a second, this is a really fun, really good action movie I recommend for anyone who loves action. What I like about Die Hard is its main character. I love John McElroy is such a badass. He's cocky. He's full of vengeance. He's just really fun. He's really Die Hard. He's a really great character. I love his development. He's just a great action hero. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Bruce Willis, but I do like his personality and his good acting. Bruce Willis did a very good job in this role, and even people back then, they were like, nah, Bruce Willis, I don't think, he's a funny guy and all, but he's probably not the best guy for this. Bruce Willis kills this movie, buddy. I promise you. You may see Bruce Willis as this cocky, comedical actor, but he's really good in action movies. Maybe not a whole lot, but he's good in this movie, nonetheless. Some of the side characters are really cool too. The German terrorists, the bad guys, and some of the side characters that are being hostage do a good job playing their roles. I also like some of the action scenes in the movie. There's some really good action, and some of it is probably some of the most iconic action scenes in all of cinema. That's what makes it stand out. I also love the soundtrack. It's very, all the music plays naturally. It's not forced. The music fits perfectly with the tone of the film, and it really works here. Love the soundtrack to this movie. I love some of the lines. There's some very famous lines, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I forgot one of them, but there's some really famous lines in here. If you know movies in general, you should probably know most of these lines, and they're some of the most famous lines in movie history. I also love the story. It's a really fun action story. It is cliched. Now, if this movie was released today, it would have probably be seen as cliched now. But back in the day, when action movies were still trying to find their touch, trying to find what action movies are meant to be, Die Hard did a good job being that future, because because of how influential this movie is. Everyone's trying to be like Die Hard. The cliches were not as relevant as they were back then, and I gotta give Die Hard credit for at least trying to be more subversive and more try to be ahead of its time. And I got to give Die Hard credit for that. The cinematography is amazing. I love like I said, I love the action scenes with the style that it's going for. I love the sets. I love the pieces. I love the explosions. There's some really nice, fun scenes. There is a lot of cool stuff in it. Now, this is what I also like about the movie, and I think a lot of people, like I said before, I stated in the beginning of this review that this is not. It is actually a Christmas movie. Well, here's the thing. Let's say you watch A Christmas Carol in the summertime, or you watch Home Alone during the springtime. Watching those movies during those times a year is kind of weird. Watching Home Alone during the spring isn't not bad, but it's kind of weird. Watching A Christmas Carol in the summer is not awful, but it's just not right. You can watch Die Hard at any time and any time you want. You can watch Die Hard either in the summer or spring, even around the Christmas time. It's trying to be both. It's not you could say it's not exactly a full-on Christmas movie, but it's got Christmas in it. And that's what makes Die Hard. Die Hard is very unique. It has its own identity. It doesn't have to go full-on Christmas or just be a full-on normal average action movie. It tries to balance both being a normal action movie and having Christmas in it. And Die Hard, and that's what makes it so unique. So overall, I really enjoyed Die Hard a lot. I recommend it for those who love Christmas. Well, okay, maybe not Christmas movies, because this is has to be one of the most different Christmas movies I've seen. But I recommend it for those who love Bruce Willis, love action movies, or love the 1980s. You'll get a kick out of this movie, I promise. I give Die Hard a 9 out of 10. This is a really fun action movie with a fun story, great action scenes, some great one-liners, and some nice music. Do I recommend it for everyone? No, but I do recommend it for those who want to experience something different, something that you've never seen before. And I hope Die Hard continues to lead to that path. Now, of course, I have not seen any of the sequels, and I don't know if they are related to Christmas or not, but as time would go on, I'll just see for myself, and I may review the sequels in the future. Okay, guys, that was Die Hard. What's your favorite action movie? Please subscribe, comment below, let me know. This is LTM signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.
There's nothing living under my bed. Nothing at all.
Hi, I'm Jared, the Subway Guy.
Stupid and weird, but neither of us can do this alone, so we gotta do it together, right? You with me? So let's do this thing!
Welcome to hell.
Peace.